Welcome back to episode 5. I'm really enjoying this series. I hope y'all are liking this series as well. And, yeah. So, from last video, I think we had Greece explore all the way down here. Hello. They had explored all the way down here, which is true. Let me just pull up everything right. They ended up exploring all the way down here into Somalia. Um, they had explored all the way down into the Ethiopian Somalian area down here, which we will have a few major events happen in Europe today's video, and yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy today's video, and let's get started. All right, so the first major event we're gonna have is more exploration into Africa, which has been going on pretty major throughout the few episodes, which we will have more exploration down to this point. Oh, I see what's wrong. So we will have more countries explore more into inner Africa, which will be looking something like this. Oh, we will finally have them finally connected to this area all the way up over here, and yeah, they basically only have the very hard reach areas in Central Africa, and we will have more explorations through boat, which will look something along the lines like this, which they do not discover a few of these islands over here yet. Is mostly like this, and they skipped around a few areas of the coast, which will look something like that. But overall, they've explored a bunch of land in Africa, and that's what's mostly been helping throughout the series, like that. And down here, we will have more explorers go down to this point. Boom and boom. So yeah, we got a large amount of major exploration going through Africa, and we will continue to see this going through. Boom, boom, and we will see even more exploration into Lake Victoria over here, which now looks like this, and we even have a little bit more exploration into these lakes over here that they just had discovered. Boom, boom. And we'll even have some sea exploration all the way over here, which now they'll even explore these three islands right here. And yeah, they're getting really close to completing all of Central Africa, and we will look at the exploration into Asia. This is when they would fully explore the rest of the Javan island, and they would finally find Borneo, this island, this giant island of the Indonesian, Brunei, and the Malay in modern day Asia or Oceania, in my opinion. We will have them explore this much, and we will see them explore even more of these islands all the way down here. Boom, boom, boom. Which they will continue to explore until told not to. They'll even explore all the way up here, and they will finally find the Philippine Islands right here, which there are a bunch of them, which is going to take them a while, and we will finally have some fighting happening soon. Just give me a second to fully highlight this area. And I'm just going to size up my brush. Boom. Boom. We will have them fully explore the Philippine Islands, and we're about to see them explore the Japanese islands. But now we will focus on to Europe, and we will see another member of this alliance, and they will be leaving. They will be leaving this alliance, which now will leave the most members in an alliance will leave to this 6-point star alliance right here, the Shepherd Star, which will also be continuingly going to continue to explore up here, which they've now reached Greenland, but it is too cold to be able to land. Which they explore up till this point. I'm trying to highlight everything. Yeah, they explore up to this point. They know this land is there, and they will finally discover this island right here. They know this area is up here. It's just very difficult for them to be able to explore, which they will actually do a little bit of areas to explore it. They will fully explore this peninsula and this peninsula up here, which will look like this. They've started to do some more explorations, and we will see the Scottish claim these islands up here. And they will continue to claim all the way up into Greenland, and we will see the Irish claim up to Greenland as well. We will continue to see more exploration, but they consider this to be Iceland and this to be Greenland in this world, by the way. I'm just going to call it by modern day names. We will finally see the full exploration of the Baltic Sea and all of this area up here, which they've now almost fully explored all of the North Sea. Again, it is too cold for them to explore some of these areas up here, which will get very annoying into the far future, but not until later. They will also explore a little bit around these areas up here, and they will fully explore all of that land right there. And this is when they will finally realize they can actually go around the Himalayas rather than trying to go over it. They will continue to go around, and they will reach these lakes right here, which will be very vital for their exploration. Which they'll completely explore these lakes. And this is going to be enough about exploration for now. And we're finally going to move on to some fighting. And there's a lot of green. We need to change that. We will see this red country begin to invade into this green country right here. And they will swiftly capture the green team's capital, which they were in their proximity, which makes sense. They will continue through, and they will reach this peninsula, this Croatian peninsula right here, and they will stop at this point. And this is what they'll fully annex. Time to change this capital right here and turn it into a major city, which right there. And we will see the new green team's capital change to this one. So yeah, we will see another alliance be activated by this green team right here, and they'll begin to invade. The Prussians will begin to invade into this weird teal country. They'll quickly move in, and they'll steal several major cities before the red team could do anything about it. And this blue team right here, bluish greenish team, will begin to invade and steal their capital. They'll continue to invade until they can't reach any more land, as they've gone too far, along with the Prussians. But they'll quickly capture this city right here, and this green team will also begin to invade, as they are struggling to stay alive at all. And the rest of the land will seize over to this red team. And we will see all these territories that they captured fully annexed by all these countries. And very messy border as we turn off the alliance layer. Very messy borders right here, and we will see this capital turn into a Noctittle. I don't know, but it's going to turn into a major city rather than a capital. We'll also see more major cities begin to appear around these countries right here, and this is when we'll begin to see some fighting down here against this Hexagon alliance. France will actually begin to fight these countries first, as they want to have control over the Gibraltar Strait in this world, and the puppet state or the buffer state they originally had created will now begin to get invaded by the French. They will begin to destroy the very thing they created, and France will continue to invade until the Iberian team, right, the North Iberian team right here, will make a response to that, and they will begin to invade into them, which will activate the Hexagon Alliance. And this is not going to work out too well, as the French are getting a lot of troops from the Greeks and from the Crimeans. And this is when we will see the French fully push back, and we will continue to see invasions by the French over here, and we'll see invasions by the French at the northern areas. And this is when we'll begin to see the French Navy come into use, as they will make a landing into this Galicia area up here, which will quickly take out the Bay area of this beige Iberian country. And they'll almost completely take them out of their coast, and they'll continue to move into their territory despite the mountainous areas. And we will continue to see the French move into the Gibraltar area down here. And yeah, this is not working out well, as the French will finally begin to creep onto this Iberian capital, and they will fully capture the rest of the Iberian area, and so will the other Iberian team, which will quickly fall over to the French, and they'll finally surrender, and this is peace treaty time. We will be seeing France take up a lot of land out of this war from the beige brownish country right here, and they will take up this much territory right here, and they will take up all of this territory from the other country. And this is when we will see a union, in the first one in the series, and we will see a new capital for them being placed right here. We'll see the other capitals quickly fall into hello. Okay, there. We will see the other capitals quickly turn into regular major cities, one right here and one over here. We will see a new Iberian Union over there, and they'll quickly try to make an alliance, which will look like this. Just to make sure. Um, oh, this is when we're gonna see wrong colors. This is when we're gonna see the new creation of the Square Alliance between the Iberians, the Northern Italians, the Southern Italians, and the Prussians, as they see the other alliance as a threat. and we will see the Iberian team over here also join this alliance. So we will see now a 6 member as the Liechtenstein country right here will also join this alliance. So this is a 6 member country or 6 member alliance that's been created, and they're now able to rival all these countries, as most of the powerhouses coming from the Southern Italians, Northern Italians, the Prussians, and the Iberians. And this is when we're finally going to focus on more exploration, as they will continue more exploration into the Chinese area that is all the way over here. And we're going to see them explore this much sea all the way up to this point up here. They're not going to explore the northern islands of the Japanese islands, and we're going to see them fully explore the Japanese islands. And this is when we're going to see a new country up here, and it's going to be the Korean country, as they will form a new nation. It's going to be called the Pink Team, as they will form a country right here, as they will continue to take more territory, and they will claim all of these Japanese islands right here. And they will continue to claim even more land all the way up till this point. Boom, they've claimed this much land, and they'll claim all the way over here. So this point, they'll claim this much territory, and there's not much stopping them, as there's no one over here to stop them at all, just only money wise. And we're gonna see them create a capital right here. When we find an area, they're gonna create a capital right here off of that coast, which will be more centralized on this area. And we're gonna see another country form, as they're gonna form right here, and we're gonna see a country up here all the way till this point, as now they got several more countries to rival with. I'm talking about the Korean Peninsula, the Korean country, and we will see another Chinese country form, and it's going to be this big with all these islands. And we're going to see their capital be right here, and we're going to see the blue Chinese country, their capital will be right there. Actually, no, their capital is going to be right here on this bay area. And this is when we're finally going to see some wars between all 3 of these countries. And we're going to see a war between the Siam country right here and the Vietnamese country. They're going to be going after this Laos country. This Laos country right here. This is what they're going to see. And they're going to be invading from this area up here. This is what they're going to be invading, and they're going to continue to invade all the way up till this point, as they will see even more use as they continue to see more jungle lands. That way they can take even more trees. Even though the Laos country could have peacefully given them land, trade, that kind of thing, and we will see the Vietnamese country quickly take over these lands right here. And boom, and boom, Vietnam will quickly take up this much land, and the rest of the country will fall over to the Siam country. This is when we're going to see full annexation of these lands, and these lands to the Vietnamese. We're going to see this capital turn into a major city. It's going to turn into a capital like that. So yeah, which now will leave the Vietnamese country to continue to grow for example, this much, as they will grow all the way up till this point, and they'll grow all the way to right here, as they will grow at separate times as they've realized they were beginning to take too much land, and now they're going to have to take some territory diet. And we're also going to see the Thailand country, and they're going to be taking this much territory down here, and they're going to be taking this much territory right here as they take up this much. And we'll see after a while the Vietnamese country will take a pretty sizable portion down here as they take up this much land, and they'll take up several of the Philippine islands right here, as they will take up this much land from the Philippine islands. And we're gonna see this green Chinese country also take a little bit of the Philippine islands, and there's gonna be a little bit of a rivalry between the Southern Chinese, Northern Chinese, and the Vietnamese, as there will be rivalry up till the Southern China will go ahead and take up this much land of the Philippines, and the rest of this will actually surprisingly go to the Thailand country. Yeah, they managed to take up this much territory away from them, and the rest of this land will also go to the Thailand, and they'll continue to take even more land down here, and they'll stop up to this point, as these are still rogue islands that haven't been only inhabited by humans. They've only been seen on maps. And we're going to see even more exploration into China, as they will begin to explore all the way down till this point. They'll even go a little bit north as they see a bunch of potential up here, which ends up being true, and they end up finding even more islands up here. And they'll continue to explore up till this point. I'm trying to scooch. They're going to explore this much territory, and they're also going to explore this island. Most of the explorations were run by the Koreans and by the Northern Chinese, which means they should get the majority of these lands up here. But we're finally going to see a little bit of the Greeks finally begin to lose even more land, as this inner country right here will go to war with them, and they'll surprisingly be winning by a lot against the Greeks, as the Greeks are not paying attention. They think they're a weak little country, and this is when the Greeks will finally realize they've taken away several major cities away from them and taken away a bunch of land, which does not look good for the Greek government, as these humans over here have adapted to the harsh environment down here. So we'll finally see some pushback against the Greeks, and against the Saudi Arabians. That's what I'm going to call them. They're going to push back all the way up to the major cities. They'll push back all the way up to this point. And we're going to see the Greeks finally come up with a peace deal, as they will accept coastline being taken away from them, and they will not accept coastline over here being taken away, as they will even take back this much land before the peace treaty fully comes into view. We'll see the Saudi Arabians take up this much land, and this is what they're going to look like now, as they're going to take up this much territory away from the Greeks, which is a major victory against all the other Greek haters, specifically the Iranians, the Prussians, this Liechtenstein team, the Italian countries, and the Iberian country right here. which the Hexagon Alliance will finally get a new member. As as if we pull it up, and the new alliance member will be the Octagon Alliance. I mean, will be getting a new member, and there's going to be a little bit of inner turmoil as the Trapezoid Germany country will join this alliance. Which now there's going to be a little bit of turmoil between these two countries, specifically right here. And this is where we're not going to be ending today's video. We're actually going to continue to see more land gains in Europe up here, and we're going to see this German country finally make a few landings up here, and we will see them try to cut off the Prussians, which will not be successful as they will take up this much territory, which we're going to go ahead and highlight green as this is now German territory. And we're going to see the Prussians respond to this, and they'll actually be blocking them off from the Baltic Sea up here up till this point. I don't like this indent, so they're going to be blocking them off up to this point. And yeah, there's going to be major rivalries between these two, as the Prussians will continue to gain even more land over here, as there's not much people for them to stop them. And no, I gotta highlight land up here, as they will even take it even a little bit up here. Up till this point, they'll take up that much land, which is a lot for a country. And the Crimeans, having been dormant for a very long time, they'll begin to join in the land expansion gains. And we're going to see the Crimeans take up a bunch of land this much, like so. This much land, which is a lot for a country, as now they are really visible on a map. Especially the Greeks, as the Greeks will finally be losing another bit of territory, and it will be all the way down here, as there has been many rebellions. We're going to see rebellious territories of Greece down here, and we're actually going to be seeing a little bit more than a split, as the Eastern Territory will also be splitting away, which this territory that originally split away will also be accepting this. Just to make sure, is this not? Okay, that is. They're not going to be a colony. So we're going to see the full land gains of France. They have this much territory. Let's turn off the alliance layer. They have this much territory. And if we take a look at the English, this is what they have. The Irish, they're going to have this much territory. The Scottish, despite being very small, they have a lot of territory in the north. And we're going to see the Germans have a lot of territory. The Prussians, they basically surround all of the Baltic Sea, except for the entrance, which the Germans mostly control. And if we go to the southern Italians, they're going to be controlling that much. And if we go to the Iranians, they control this much. And the Siamese or the Thailandese down over here, they control this much. And so I gotta change this color down here. They'll be that color. Actually, they could be that color. Yeah, they're gonna be this color. And then we're gonna continue to see even more exploration down here, as they will finally realize that they landed past than what they were supposed to, and they'll continue to explore a little bit inland until they reach the rest of this area, which will be given and explored by that much territory, this much land, this much sea access, as they will fully connect with each other down over here, and boom, they'll finally fully explore the rest of Inner Africa. And this is when we're finally going to have the African territories up for grabs, and we're going to see the Prussians ask for a little bit of land down here. They're going to be taking up this much territory, as they'll take up that much, and these two islands, three islands right there. And we're going to see this orange country take up a bunch of land down over here, as they were the ones to actually explore it in Africa. They'll explore this much territory and aims to go all the way down here to block off the French. But the French will actually gain up till this point, as they will continue to claim all the way down here to this point. And we're finally going to see the southern Italians finally make a large enough claim where they're going to be successfully blocking off the French down here. And yeah, that is a giant claim, not only for this small Italian country, and we're finally going to get another union, and it's going to be underneath the Italian blue country right here, or this orange Italian country. We're going to see this country disappear, and their capital will become a major city. So yeah, we got a giant Italian country, and the Greeks, they're going to claim a little bit of land, though they did just lose their territorial state down here, which they'll be wary of that, as they know that there's a bunch of territories inside them that really want to break away, and they'll claim this much territory, and they'll stop expanding for a while, except for over here, as they will continue to expand into modern day Asia. As they continue to expand, they'll reach all the way over here, as aim to block off the Iranians right there, which will finally begin to explore a little bit into the Himalayas, which will be that much territory, and they'll also be expanding a lot. Though the Greeks' plan wasn't a little successful, it was actually a major success, as they will not be moving anytime north against the Greeks. They'll do a little bit of a land exchange where they promise they won't expand into the Indian Plate area over here, which will work out for them successfully, as they will claim this much territory. And we'll also see the Bangladesh country right here claim a little bit, but not too much, as they're going to allow the blue country right here through, and they'll also claim a little bit over here, as they'll continue their land diet. That way they can continue to grow their country. Boom, boom. They'll also allow, like beforehand, they'll allow this eastern southern Indian country to gain this much territory, which will allow the southern Indian country, and they'll make a overseas invasion, the largest one yet, and it will be into this country that yet has a capital, as they are still trying to figure themselves out, and they'll fully surrender underneath this green country. Also, I'm gonna switch the colors a little. The southern Indian country now has this full area, and we will see the capital of this this Ethiopian country right here. Their capital will actually be placed right there. And we'll see the Korean country also claim a lot of land over here, as they will claim all of the Japanese isles over here, and they'll even claim this island and Sakhalin up here, and that they will make a even larger claim all the way up to right here, and they'll make this much land, or take up this much land, even a little bit into this Manchuria area, but they won't take much, as they realize they've been taking too much land, and they want to satisfy their people within, that way they don't rebel. Also, we will see this northern Chinese country also take up a bunch of land up here, as it'll take up this much territory mostly, and they'll reach the border of the Himalayas right here. And this is what we'll see of this northern Chinese country as they'll grow this big. And we'll see this southern Chinese country grow to this point, as it will block off the Vietnamese and almost fully block off the Thailandese right here, which will fully explore this area of the Himalayas, which will allow the Bangladesh right here also take up a bunch of land, which they'll fully block off the Thailandese right here, the Siamese country, and we will see the southern Chinese country take up that much land. So, very familiar country right here if you take a look at the What If Civilization Started Over series from Aegis Pro. I recommend watching him. He's a very good YouTuber in my opinion. And we're also we're gonna be at today's end of the episode, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and have a wonderful day or night. Peace.